Hi, my name is Dwight Gillespie, and this is Trash TV Review. And today we're not going to review anything. This is just going to be a short thing. I want to talk about Trash TV Review a little bit. I have friends who really don't like it. And, I have to tell you something. Walter and I we've been experimenting with other things, not like physically or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. Not that Walter's not an attractive man, but I don't really float that way. Anyway,
we all float down here.
one of the things that we have discussed is the fact that whatever I do when it comes to YouTube or any other kind of social media stuff, I really have a desire to help people, and that brings me to Trash TV Review. And I have friends who really don't like it. And they don't. You're taking advantage of people. These people are damaged and blah 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 and all this other stuff, right? And yeah, I make fun of people on here, but if you look, especially like we just put a video out, right? This narcissistic woman on Jerry Springer, and here's my belief, like these are my people, and I really look at it that way. Like I come from this, right? There's a great book by J.D. Vance called Hillbillyology or Elegy or whatever. I can't pronounce. Never could pronounce the title, but the book is fantastic. Don't watch the movie; it sucked. Ron Howard had no business doing it, but the book was really good. And I remember I had a friend, Caitlin Freeman. She's a great editor, by the way. If you need an editor, Caitlin Freeman. Anyway, neither here nor there. She's in Ohio, and being in Ohio, she said. When she read the book, she said, "Dwight, you have to read this book," because she knows me well. She's like, "This is you." and the hillbilly stock from which I come. And while I may have family members who don't believe that, it's absolutely true. I come from a place of people who abuse drugs, people who abuse each other, people who get into bad relationships, people who get pregnant before they should, who have unprotected sex with people they shouldn't be having unprotected sex with. Like all of these things that I see on Trash TV, especially like Maury. Like if you watch this, I love Maury, right? And while I do this with comedy, I also believe that we are very careful to point out, like, don't let this shit happen to you, right? Now, I'm in a 12-step fellowship program, and I don't really mention it, right, which one it is, but I'm a drug addict, so, figure it out, I really see, like, people say, oh, it's the same thing over. Listen, that's repetition. 12-step programs are repetition. And most of what you're going to learn in a 12-step program, and I've said this many times, is what not to do, how not to live your life. Like I keep going to meetings because I have to have it reinforced over and over and over and over again how important it is not to get locked in these patterns of life, because I've been there for so much of my life. Getting into relationships I don't know how to get out of, having unprotected sex with people I shouldn't be having unprotected sex with, right? Having unprotected sex with people who should not be bringing children into the world, at least at this point in their lives, right? Getting into relationships with people who will harm me and not being able to get out, trying to convince myself every day that when I wake up, it'll be different tomorrow. They're going to come out of this, All of these things go into Trash TV Review. I really believe that if you watch this stuff and you apply some of this, like, wow, Jesus, like I thought I loved him too, and that's a really good point. Like, what do I love about him? And I say that, like, you'll hear a lot of the same themes over and over when people say, but Jerry or Maury, you can't pick who you love. And like, it's one of my favorite things, because you're allowed to choose who you love, right? And I go over and I hammer this theme. Like, look what happens to your life when you say stupid, ignorant like you can't help who you love. You can, You can help who you love. When you say, like the last one, I love you, I see something good in you. There's nothing good in this person. Like, and we go over that and we point it out and we put it in your face and we say this, like, don't do this to yourself. And I saw it. We saw it on that Wilkos episode, right? Where the kid comes on, and you know what? Maybe we'll do that because there was a kid, and maybe we could put it in here. Maybe Walter will show you that, right? Because Walter's a genius when it comes to splicing shit in. And it was a guy who, as soon as he came out on Wilkos, he told Steve, and I like Steve Wilkos because Wilkos is one of those shows. They don't just show this stuff, right? He gives help. He's helped people get out of very, very bad situations, especially women who are in abusive relationships. He's paid to have these people taken out of these situations. He's put people into rehabilitation and things like that. I've never met Steve Wilkos. I don't know the guy at all, but from watching his show, he seems like a decent human being. He really does. And maybe we can tag him in this. Maybe, we'll let him know. But the guy comes out and he says, Steve, he says, I watched your show, and because of your show, I saw that I was not being a good father. I saw that I was not being a good boyfriend. I saw that I was not being a good human being. Because of your show and watching this, I got off of drugs and I'm taking care of my kid. And, and it sounds simple. It sounds like something. She's running the vacuum. What an inopportune time to vacuum. Anyway, it sounds simple, but it's not, like these things. And I think it's really condescending of people to say, like I saw one on the Jeremy Kyle show. This guy did a retrospective on Jeremy, and they hate Jeremy Kyle, right? Because somebody apparently killed themselves over something that happened. Jeremy Kyle is Maury for the UK. And he was abrasive. I liked him because he was in your face. He would call people, you're a like you're having sex with these women unprotected and you're lying and then you cheat or whatever, and maybe he wasn't 100%, right? But the condescending nature of this guy's video was that he's taking advantage of these poor, stupid people who are like the lowest rung of society and he's exploiting them. How condescending. See, my belief is I don't care who you are. I truly believe, I don't care if you're not as intelligent as maybe everybody else. If you come from a horrible background, I come from a horrible background, right? Anybody can get better if they know where they're making their mistakes. Anybody can get better. And for some people, you need to have that put in your face. You need to say, like, dude, this is what you're doing to your life. Stop it. Stop it. And to say that, you're exploiting these, I don't think it's exploitation at all. I really think that it can be providing help if you take it that way. If you say it's exploitation, maybe we should just take everybody out under a certain IQ and shoot them because there's no way they're ever going to get better with their lives. I don't mean that, by the way, obviously. What I'm saying is it's so condescending to sit there and, exploitation. You don't mind them voting for your candidates, though, do you? Right? We'll bring them out that first Tuesday in November. That's not a problem, as long as you're voting our way, right? We don't care how stupid you are then. But to put them on TV and tell them what they're being, that's wrong. Look, I'm not saying this is for everybody because it's obviously not. But it does have a good entertainment value, but it also has a learning value. I don't do things that I don't believe are going to help people in the long run. This isn't to exploit people. This isn't simply to make fun of people. This says just as much to everybody. If you're in a relationship like this, get the fuck out. What are you doing here? And putting it in your face. And I look at the last one and say, this guy's a moron. He's like, I see something in you. Meanwhile, she's leaving him for 4 months at a clip. He's sitting there taking care of her kids that are not his, paying the bills, doing all these things, and he sees something valuable in her, right? So if you're sitting at home going, hey, that's me. Wait a second, that's me. That's me. I don't have to do this. And that's the point of this whole thing. That's why we do Trash TV Review, right, Walter? Am I on the mark with this, Walter?
You're on it.
You're on it. That's Walter's input for the day. Does great videos, though, man. Best producer ever, right here.
Appreciate it.
There you go. And he's another one you could look up. He'll put his information here too if you need help with that. Don't take too much of his time though, because I'm greedy. Anyway, listen, my name is Dwight Gillespie. This is Trash TV Review, and I got to tell you something. I think this is a very worthwhile channel. You will laugh, but it'll also bring to mind, don't do this. To me, it is. It's like going to a 12-step meeting. It's very repetitious. It's in your face. And this is most of what you're going to learn on this channel is what not to do and how not to live your life. You can go over to our other channel, which is also very helpful, which is called Change Your Life, right? And they really do complement each other. It's just on a different level, right? So anyway, my name is Dwight Gillespie. I wish you well. I really do. I hope this helps somebody. That's what we're out here to do. And we're going to record some more Trash TV Review today because I really enjoyed doing it. Have a great day. Be well. Thank you for tuning in. Bye now.